Hey everybody, my name is Ixie, and if you're new to my channel, I analyze music and I play covers on piano and just generally have a good time listening to and talking about music. And I'm just gonna listen to music that makes me feel very nostalgic. Oh yeah, and if you're wondering why I'm wearing such strange lipstick, the answer is A, it is fun. And B, I mean, come on. Here's just sort of a quick sampling of some of the bands we're going to be listening to today. Alanis Morissette, Seal, The Prodigy, Chemical Brothers, Marilyn Manson, Static X, and also some trance and psytrance, because I was really into that around the age of 14, 15. So the first CD I ever bought, well, I bought two CDs at the same time, Seal by Seal and Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little Pill. All I Really Want. Right, the harmonica. Okay, I remember always feeling like I never really could tell when the downbeat was gonna hit, and I still can't. That's funny. Can you?
Oh, do I stress you out? My sweater is on backwards and inside out, and you say, how appropriate. I don't want to dissect everything today. I don't mean to pick you apart, you see, but I can't help it. And there I go, jumping before the gunshot has gone off. Slap me with the splintered ruler.
This is really well produced. This is from 1996. The drum grooves are great. Very like loop based kind of hip hop inspired grooves. Love that. Now I didn't know this at the time, but this was what a lot of musicians call rock major, or also called Mixolydian. So it's like a major scale, but then there's like this edgy note. So, and then that one. But it has that overall kind of pumped up feeling. It's not like a very pensive minor. And it would knock me down. What a melody. I mean, man, that's just moving. She's going up a chord. Another one I really loved from that album was Right Through You. I'll listen to like 5 seconds of that.
Before you turn me away.
There's the other, that's, okay, so there's like flat sevens in all of her songs. That's that rock major sound. You turn me away instead of you turn me away, which is what it would be in major. That's just, it's got so much attitude. The flat seven to me is the attitude note. It's the sass note. Oh, that chord! This is so great. Okay, so pretty much so far, all of the chords have been major for the most part, but she keeps throwing in these major chords that start on the minor notes, basically in the scale. So when you do that, you get this drama and it's unexpected sound. I love it. Also, okay, E again. Harmony. I walk right there. Oh, I'm sorry if my voice and piano are a little out of sync with the music. That's something I haven't figured out how to resolve. But anyway, all right, so let's keep going. So Seal was the other CD I got, Seal by Seal. So Kiss from a Rose was the reason I bought the CD. I was just like, this is just one of the most incredible songs I've ever heard. And of course, I was only 10, so, you know, I'd only heard so much music, but it just stood out. And I was just in love with his voice, in love with his sense of harmony and the production and how cinematic it was. So we'll have to listen to some of it. It's going to be hard to stop it, though. It reminded me of like the Secret Garden or something. Oboe, the mournful but bittersweet. The harmonies. Oh yeah.
There used to be a graying tower alone on the sea. You became the light on the dark side of me. Love remains, baby. I compare you to a kiss from a rose on the grave. Ooh, the more I get of you, the stranger it feels, yeah. And now that your rose is in bloom, a light hits the gloom on the grave.
Flat 6 City. So I forgot that this, I don't know if it was recorded at a regularly tuned note, and then in the mixing or production process it goes up a semitone, a quarter tone, whatever. The point is it's a little bit in between the notes on the piano. So I think it's between G and G sharp. So it's something in there. I can't really play along to it, but if I just play in the key of G for now, this is another situation where the flat 6 prominently featured. This is just going to be a video about the flat 6 chord. I've already done 2 videos about it. It is my soulmate, though. The melody is just absolutely incredible in the song. That moment was always so, oh my gosh. I mean, at this age, I didn't know any music theory, but I knew what major and minor was. So I guess I knew, like, you know, the most minimal amount that anybody playing an instrument would know. But I knew that moment it went minor. Did you know that when it snows, oh, my eyes become large and not going home yet. Light that you shine can't be seen. Major, baby, bluesy. And I can hear you to the kiss from a rose on. Stranger it feels, yeah. Now that your rose is in Okay, there's a few more Seal tracks. I just want to listen to the beginnings of them just to get that feeling again of like, oh man, I'm 10.
Bring it on!
Forgot about this part.
First I didn't have the will to carry on.
Oh, nice vocal harmonies. I love the sort of flanger almost on his voice. Bring it on. Don't cry. Oh.
Don't be so hard on yourself.
Oh.
Those
That chord.
tears are for someone else. Oh, my baby.
That's the chord.
Oh, don't cry. You're not alone. Don't cry.
Minor.
Tonight.
That chord.
My baby, don't.
I think that's what I loved so much about this album, other than just, I liked the production, I loved his voice, but also just there's so much of mixing major and minor keys, like, you know, in the same progression or in the same even melodic line. It's just,
The ones.
I love that.
And I'm stronger now.
Oh, I would say that like my musical taste changed in very short amounts of time. So I went from being obsessed with like the Hanson brothers to being obsessed with Korn in, I think, the span of 1 year. Before I got to the Korn phase, I was really into Savage Garden, so we're gonna have to listen to one of those songs to bring me back. I'm not gonna do Chicka Cherry Cola. We're gonna do Break Me Shake Me, which probably wasn't on the radio, but I really liked this one. It was actually kind of an angry song, and it's very minor and dark and serious.
I never thought I'd change my opinion again, but you moved me in a way
Very Michael Jackson.
that I've never known. So break me, shake me, hate me, take me over with the madness stop, and you will be alone.
I might have to add this song to the list of songs that have a minor 5 chord in them because I really, really love that sound. And it's not used a whole lot. In fact, classical musicians invented a whole scale just so they could use the major version of this chord. So that just goes to show you how important it is for Western music. But I really, really like the minor version. It just sounds so much more pensive and just a little bit different. So this is in E also. Shake me, hate me, there it is. Over. That's pretty. Then it goes to the 5 this time. I love it when a chord progression will like change direction the second time, but the melody hasn't changed. So it's called reharmonization or reharm. Okay, but this part.
So you're kind
It's just funk for a little bit.
can help you, but what do you say?
Okay, so now we're going to move into a phase that you might be more familiar with. And this is when I discovered my local alternative rock radio station, 101X or 101.5 in Austin, Texas. So I got exposed to a whole different set of genres. The Prodigy, Fat of the Land, Breathe was the first track I heard. I have a feeling that this album has held up really well. I mean, it's so classic. Oh my God, that break. So good. Oh, the whip. Just hearing a whip sampled and used rhythmically like that. I mean, and it really does sound like it's going back and forth. It's just so visceral. And I always loved the kind of reverse cymbals. Just really creative production. And that string swell. Feels like a train is coming, but it also just sounds like maybe an orchestral, like a chord, like a sample. I don't know. I love that. And it's all in the right. All these little rhythmic accents. I remember just like, I knew all of them. And then the tss, the okay, I can't seem to sound like a cymbal today, but anyway. Oh my God. Okay, what is he saying? Atticusane? Attic Insane? Is it a person named Atticusane? But that just the way, oh, and of course what's coming up, I'm so excited for, but just there's something about this that feels like there's just like a wall of fire being blasted at my face. I love the rhythmic flow of, I guess it's rapping, but man, it's so great. The Come Play My Game. Oh man, I loved that. And it took me a second to figure out what they were saying too, because the accent's so heavy, but come play my game. And this is chromatic. He could have said psychochromatic. Come play my game. Okay, it's chromatic up until that point. Come play my game. That's in harmonic minor, which I have no idea what that was back then, but it's a minor scale. But oh, that's the one I was talking about where they invented the scale way back in the day so that they could have a leading tone or a major 5 chord, which sounds like this. So they could have this chord. Sorry. So that's the note. That's the one that I had to bring in. And in this context, it sounds pretty demented. The Imperial March is also in the harmonic minor scale. Okay, well, that's such a good song. But I remember loving Minefields, and we have to listen to the chorus or or whatever. There's a part. I have to hear it. Very, very cinematic, right? Opening. More strings. Oh, I love this song. Okay, it's slightly lower than F, so the piano's gonna sound out of tune with it, but that'll sound kind of cool. Okay, so. Oh, sorry. This is dangerous. This feels like they're going easy on us. You know, like. You're like, is it dangerous? Sounds kind of cool. But then. Ugh. Okay, this bass. This bass is so nice. It reminds me a lot of the timbre of the bass used in UK garage music. Anyone remember this genre? Is it still going? Maybe it is. Oh, this is a Dorian. That sound, I love that. They're so good at these sort of accents that kind of come in. That's kind of how they like add variation, right? And that's just the beginning. They're leaving off the end, right? And they don't bring that in till later. I love that. So it's just building slowly. What are Q, E, and F? Right. We got to get to that part because I think it does a Lydian thing, which is another scale that has a very curious sound. Yeah. Oh, it's so cool. It's kind of got this like kind of mischievous sounding scale. The other one I really loved was Narayan. We just have to listen to just a few seconds of this. Wow, music like this, there are just elements that you can't hear everything until you've listened to it over and over again. And then you start to hear all the layers. Or even decades later, you're like, oh, I'm still hearing new things. Oh, and I love this part. It goes, there's like a string sample maybe going, na, 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 that's the tritone. It's so like, so. Great sound design. They know how to build something, right? They're making me anticipate everything. I'm like, I can't wait, you know? I loved the snare in this one. It's just really nice syncopation, great accents, ornamentation. Just the sound itself. Satisfying. All right, now in a similar vein, Block Rockin' Beats, Chemical Brothers. So I bought Dig Your Own Hole after hearing Block Rockin' Beats on 101X and loved the entire album. And then I think at the time, Surrender was already out. So then I got Surrender. But this album is unparalleled for me. It's just, oh God. Like the level of nostalgia I feel hearing that panning and the but the whole intro is in like a different key than this part.
Back with another one of those block rocking beats.
The bass.
Back with another one of those block rocking beats.
That fill is perfect.
Back with another one of those block rocking beats.
Oh my god.
Back with another one of those block rocking beats.
Oh, I love that.
Back with another one of those block rocking beats. Back with another one of those block rocking beats.
So I don't get ASMR as far as I'm aware, but there are certain sounds, qualities of sound that just like, I don't know, they hype me up or just make me want to like hit something, you know, like they're just so, they do something to the nervous system. I don't know what it is, but the drum sounds in this groove kind of do that, but then it ups the ante when it gets to this part where the tail, I guess it's like the reverb tail or delay or something, gets bigger and everything sounds like it's a bit further away. And I don't know what they're doing, but it just feels like that the groove gets thwackier. It is this very satisfying thwack sound that to this day clearly makes me feel like, in a good way.
Back with another one of those block rocking beats.
Oh.
Back with another one of those block rocking beats.
Interesting. Oh yeah. They sampled some kind of instrument. I don't know what it is, but I feel like there's metal involved and it's maybe something you shake or I don't know. But they have that kind of going underneath it. Can you hear that? And this song was always interesting to me because like it very clearly didn't have much of a low end. Like there's these big sort of boom at the beginning of every measure. But there's no like bass. I mean, there's a bass guitar, but you know, that guitar doesn't actually sound like it has much low end. It kind of but a lot of the song feels sort of suspended and elevated in a really strange way. That sound. And by the way, they just took the sample of the bass guitar, dun 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 dun, and they just pitched it up a whole step. Dun 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 dun. Sorry, it just goes up to create some kind of difference, right? Just some kind of little bit of tension that they create, or some kind of variety, right? Just a contrast, and that's all they did. They just took their sample, moved it up a whole step or a note. But this I would love to know what those sounds really are, because you can hear them really well at the very end. Similarly to The Prodigy, right? Just really creative with these sounds and recognizing sort of not just their rhythmic properties, but also like their timbre. And like that one kind of goes down, and this one goes a lot higher, you know, creating something very musical with the sounds that inherently aren't. Okay, now here is a song that I don't know how I'm going to react to listening to again. This is I'm With Stupid by Static X. I can tell that that was a band that I was into for a very short amount of time. And then I just didn't like it anymore. I'll tell you something. I think this song might have sounded a little bit better if they didn't have that like clap. So this has a flat 2. So that's a note that's very heavy sounding and very dark. It's used a lot in metal. Mm-hmm. There. That's what Jaws is. da. Big accent on that really heavy note. I like that.
So I grabbed my shovel.
I like that change. Really like emphasize that gap that the rhythm leaves. The da, right?
So I grabbed.
And then they bring in this sample. I mean, I think that's part of what was so compelling. I was like, what on earth is this person saying? What is this from? What's going on? And this is before I was like,
So I grabbed my shovel.
like grab my shovel.
Hit him in the skull and took him down.
Oh my God, I remember trying to figure out what on earth he was saying here, and I came up with some very sinister stuff. Like, I beat him with a skull so he wouldn't yell.
I hog-tied him.
I still like that part. I am mine, 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 and the rhythm it creates, the emphasis is a little bit uneven, a little polyrhythmic. Now, I remember getting a Marilyn Manson record. Interestingly enough, I did not buy the album with the Beautiful People on it, but I got the Mechanical Animals. And I remember staring at the cover and just being like, whoa, what is going on? Like, this is like a scary, and I also like really like it. Who is this person? How did they do this? I remember thinking about like, is he wearing a suit? Is it all CGI? Like, is that even his body? You know, it was just so compelling. There were a couple songs that really, really stuck with me. The Dope Show and I Don't Like the Drugs, but the Drugs Like Me. That guitar tone is aggressive.
You're all stars now in the Dope Show.
It's so textured, like I think his voice was very, very close to the mic. So you can hear just every like, you know, we're all stars now in the Dope Show. Again, it's that sort of satisfying feeling, like, So I really, really like that. This groove is interesting. This is what you might call a shuffle. But you could, I don't know. But it's like got this kind of swinging 6/8 feel. And I like that. I love slow grooves too, because you can really like sink into them with your body and with your teeth, just like, There's so many Marilyn's, like he tracked his vocals so many times. I mean, overdubbing, like you can hear all these different timbres and textures. Some of them sound very close, some of them sound very far away. Maybe not very, but further away. It's a really interesting feeling. Like there's all these people around you and you're like, who are you all and where are you coming from? You know? I like this part. All right, I don't like the drugs, but the drugs like me.
The drugs, but the drugs like me.
Okay, I do think there's 3 octaves. I mean, come on. Don't like, don't like, don't like. Oh my God. I forgot how funky this is. An organ?
So hetero and our sex is missionary. No life.
It is weird listening to the lyrics now that I'm an adult. There's a lot of stuff in here that just went over my head. I didn't know what missionary meant, I'll tell you that. I like this part. I love this. This is kind of the closer Nine Inch Nails groove. You got the, you just got this nice, like solid kind of kick on the beats or maybe on the backbeat. And then you got the snare on the 2 and the 4. And then you've got these big open hi-hats filling that space and the offbeats. It sounds great with rock. I really like that sound. It feels very like foreboding and kind of sensual and stupid. Oh, I have not heard this in such a long time. That's a cool interlude because that phrasing is kind of uneven and just totally, you can't really predict what's about to happen. I like this. Don't like the drugs, the drugs, the drugs. That 3, oh, the 1, the drugs. Next up is a psytrance song. So this is called Who's Nutty? And I heard this, it's by Space Tribe. And I heard this on 101X on some kind of show that they were doing. I think it was like after hours, could have been like 2 a.m. Who's Nutty is what got me into psychedelic trance. Oh my God, it's like it was yesterday. That guitar. And he's got these cartoon samples. It made me feel so weird. Pulsating. They really build it up. I learned so much from this song. I ended up writing trance myself for quite a while.
My, what big teeth you have!
Like I would just pattern my songs off of this, you know, and be like, okay, then they bring in the hi-hats, then they bring in the bass, then they all the elements. I was like, this is what makes it work. So, oh man, but that bass sounds good. That sounds really great. It's panned so well. It's mixed so well. Oh. Oh yeah. All those accents. All those harmonics. Oh my God, there's a tambo. No. Truth be tambo, I definitely put tambo in my trance for a while too. I thought it sounded good, and you know, maybe it did. Anyways, this goes on for 8 minutes. So we got a part 2, we got a part 3 coming up for 2000 to 2005. And I also want to do a whole series on the stank face songs. Awesome. Thank you so much for watching. And thank you endlessly to my patrons for supporting me and allowing me to make videos like this. If you're interested in hearing my thoughts on a song that you want to pick, if you want to join my Patreon at the lowest level, it's only $5 a month. You can join the live stream or even just request something for the live stream if you can't attend live. And send me a song and I'll listen to it and give you some thoughts. So I hope to see you there. Bye.
Think of it,